Hello, this is Jennifer Schaus, and thanks for joining us today for our government contracting webinar series. Today we are talking about the GSA schedule proposal and more specifically the administrative section. We are in week 10, which is our final week of our government contracting webinar series. The full schedule is listed on our website. Tomorrow we'll cover the technical section. Thursday we'll cover the pricing, and then Friday we've got a double header of webinars on the sole source contract awards to all of the set-asides. So that'll cover sole source to 8A, women-owned, veteran-owned, and hub-owned companies. A little bit about us: we're based in downtown DC and provide a variety of services for contractors ranging from market analysis reports, capability statements, 8A certification, contract compliance, GSA schedules, and proposal writing. We do host networking events and seminars throughout the year. You can find those on our website or sign up for our newsletter. Our next government contractor event over at the Kennedy Center will be on Monday, October 23rd. We typically bring in around 200 government contractors for that event. My background is listed on this slide, but more importantly, I'd rather dig into our topic today about the GSA schedule administrative section. So the GSA schedule is a open and rolling RFP. When you are interested in pursuing this, you are actually writing a proposal and sending that to GSA. So let's briefly touch on what a GSA schedule is and what it is not. It's certainly not required to do business with the government. It's one of many contract vehicles that the government uses to purchase from companies. It's really only used about 10% of the time. And it is really, in essence, just a marketing tool. Should you decide to pursue the schedule and are awarded a GSA contract, initially it is a 5-year contract with 3 5-year renewable periods. So if you go from start to finish, it is a 20-year contract. Sometimes considered a multiple award schedule, or MAS, as well as a federal supply schedule. The main impetus of the GSA schedule is your pricing. So GSA wants to know that they are getting your lowest prices, and also that your pricing is compatible and competitive with other companies offering similar or same items or services on the schedule. Some of the benefits: makes it easier for the government to buy from you, eliminate some of the paperwork, and it also will give you access to, I'll call it, quote-unquote, special RFP and RFQ notifications. So once you're on the schedule, whatever schedule number and SID number you have been awarded, you'll start receiving many RFPs dedicated just to the other vendors within your SID number. Having a schedule also shows the government, as well as some of the prime contractors, that you're serious about doing business with the government. And there is, I'll say, limited competition, which actually equates to about 20,000 vendors that hold GSA schedules. Some of the litmus tests that we talk to potential clients about is making sure that they meet both the pre- and post-award requirements. The post-award really focusing in on that $25,000 sales quota that GSA puts on its vendors, and making sure that you do have customers that are going to buy from you, but specifically through the schedule. Right now, about 63% of the schedule holders have 0 sales. What that will eventually mean is if they continue to have 0 sales, GSA will cancel their schedule. So having the build it and they will come mentality does not always work. Again, that's 63% of the 20,000 vendors have 0 sales through their schedule. And you may have a $5 million contract with Department of Ag or Energy or DOD, but if they're not purchasing from your schedule, GSA doesn't care. What they're concerned about is the revenue that's running through your schedule. You also want to make sure up front that your rates are going to be competitive, because your GSA rates are only a price ceiling. So if you have a systems administrator at $100 per hour, once you start, and that's your GSA rate, once you start bidding for work through your schedule, you'll probably start bidding rates lower than that for that systems administrator or the widget or whatever it is that your company is selling. Moving on, I did mention that GSA schedule is just one of many ways the government purchases. There's all sorts of contract vehicles that are out there. Many agencies have their own contract vehicles. The government will purchase sometimes full and open competition. Those are going to be the RFPs and RFQs that you see on FedBizOps, simplified acquisition. Those are going to be small business set-asides at certain thresholds. We've done some webinars on that, so you can get some more information about the simplified acquisition thresholds and how the government purchases using that mechanism. And then you've got set-aside contracts, which will be set aside for women-owned, veteran-owned, HUBZone, 8A, and all the others. So make sure that you know where, if you decide to pursue the schedule, which agencies are buying from you, buying those products or services through the schedule, and what % of the time they're doing so. Again, roughly the numbers at the end of every fiscal year typically indicate that GSA schedules are used 10 to 12% of the time. That's still going to be millions of dollars, but just make sure that that is the right avenue for your business. So now we'll dig into the administrative section, which is pretty short and sweet. It will consist of your standard cover letter. The readiness assessment and the pathway to success are both GSA, I'll call them tests, that you can find on the vendor support center on the GSA website. Those will take a little bit of time, the readiness assessment, maybe a little bit more so than the pathway to success, but they're both ideal for companies to take and actually required as part of the administrative section, but ideal to take even before you decide to pursue the schedule, because it will open up your eyes as far as what the process is, what the schedule is, what it is not, how many companies have 0 sales on your schedule, as well as within the special item number. Summary of offer is required for certain solicitations and schedules. Make sure that you are responding to the right refresh number, which is when GSA makes updates to those schedules. If you're using an outside consultant or company, you're going to need the authorized negotiator form. This is a GSA form. Make sure it's signed, dated, put on your company letterhead. Your SAM registration should be current, and you need to make sure that the primary NAICS codes that you have listed in SAM match up with the special item number or numbers that you're pursuing. If not, this could be cause for possible rejection. You also need to note if you have any other offers that are pending with GSA, any other schedules, any other rejections that you've had in the past, and also the last 2 years of your financials. This is both your balance sheet and income statement, and you should have at least 2 full years, 24 months, again, of balance sheet and income statement. If you're halfway through the next year, let's say you're submitting tomorrow, so October of 2017, and you're going to have your 15 and 16 balance sheet and income statement, I would highly suggest also doing a partial printout of your balance sheet and income statement for 2017, because most likely GSA will ask for that. Your digital certificate, which is a token that resides on your computer, it's individual and device specific. You'll need to do a screenshot of that. If you're using an authorized negotiator, make sure that the authorized negotiator also has a current digital certificate. Those will take, I think, about, I'll say, a week to 10 days, sometimes 2 weeks to turn around. There used to be 2 companies that handle that digital certificate process. Now there is just one. So give a little bit of time for that to take place. I put some time estimates here. I'll say 1 day to 2 weeks, depending. Maybe you already have the GSA approved digital certificate. If so, you can probably knock some of this stuff out on a Saturday or Sunday or evenings. Otherwise, I'd give yourself about maybe a week to 2 weeks to get the administrative section complete. Estimated cost, if you're doing this yourself, it's about $200 for that digital certificate. Everything else is just the cost of your time. And that digital certificate is typically good for about 2 years. Best practices, some reasons here that companies may get dinged on the administrative section is sometimes your documents have expired, meaning the readiness assessment is out of date, the pathway to success is out of date, your digital certificate has expired, or any missing information. So make sure that the administrative section is complete. And that's it for the admin section. Tomorrow we're going to cover the technical, and Thursday we get into the pricing. Again, Friday is sole source contracts. If you have any questions about GSA schedules or any other government contracting matters, you can contact us directly at the phone number listed or on our website, or you can email us as well. Thanks again, everybody, for attending today.